Well, I think it's noon, so we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. And I guess we have a quorum, don't we, when we have, because we only have 9 people at this point, so it's a simple majority. Okay. We don't have guests, we have media, but we don't have other guests for our media. Do
I
we-
hear you.
Do we have a motion to approve the agenda? Y'all want to-
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded to approve the agenda. All in favor? All opposed? The agenda has been approved. And the minutes, I think you all got them earlier, but let's take a few minutes and we can look them over. I know Jane sent them out, and I've printed them. And have a copy. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes of December meeting? Second. Second. Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? All opposed? Okay. So there go the minutes. Mr. Schaus,
Yes,
do you
ma'am.
have the treasurer report for us?
Yes, ma'am. According to the minutes, since I was absent, there was no reports. I'm gonna take you all the way back to November the 20th.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Balance at the end of November, at the beginning of November was $5,984.14. All these checks were written on 11/7/17. The first one was to the Bardstown Sporting Goods for $42.40. Mary Jane Greenwell, $60.40. Mackenzie Lamar, $100. Olivia Walton, $100. Laura Philpott, $75. Charlie Evans, $75. Olivia Bickett, $50. $189 was Void. T. Anna Morgan, $50. Nelson County High, $50. Thomas Nelson, $50. Bethlehem High, $50. And Miss Carrie Stivers, $269.02. All these checks are cleared. That left a balance of $5,012.32. These were all written on December the 11th. The Kentucky Standard, $80. Kentucky Standard, $205.81. WBRT, $100. Mary C. Spalding, $49. Mary J. Greenwood, $48.51. Leaving a balance of $4,529. $4,529, even, no change.
Okay. And I believe pretty much all of the,
Most of the members that was read was reimbursements, the awards to the for the essay contest, and the standard for WBRT for advertising.
Oh, congratulations.
on.
You're gonna be the speaker. Are you speaking at the Martin Luther King?
Oh, I'm not speaking.
What are you doing?
I'm introducing.
Oh,
I'll tell you
I
that.
forgot all about that.
No.
Judy's done it.
Yeah. You were brought in.
Sometimes Judy's speaker.
Really?
That's what happens.
I mean, I got the thing on my phone.
Do I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I make a motion that we accept the treasurer's report. I second.
All right, the motion's been made and seconded to accept the treasurer's report with a balance of $4,529 as of currently.
$4,529.
And all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? That motion has been made and approved. So it's accepted. And the chairperson's report, now you took my information. I was going to say I got to.
Sorry.
I got to Mr. Bill Shekels contacted me about introducing some of our essay people at the Martin Luther King Day celebration, which I think is really cool. And at the time, he selected 3 people, and he had not gotten a definite confirmation that they would speak. But he just selected 3, and he went for diversity, age, and so on. And I'll introduce them. And so that's that. And that's kind of exciting, because I like the idea that we've got that exposure, and they get to do that. And the other thing I talked to Dean Watts this morning, and he does not have an appointee. And he asked if I had gone by and said that I would provide him with a list of suggestions. And I had previously, but anyway, he wants a new list, or he asked, he said he couldn't find it or didn't have it or something like that. And so, if you've got suggestions of somebody to nominate for his consideration in the county, I'd like to have one, please. I had, Karen Scout was a person that I already had on the list, and I think I've conveyed that to him, but I'm gonna do that again. But I don't know if y'all have anybody off the top of your head, or if you wanna think about it and
I'll
get
think
back
about
with
it.
me.
Do you care to know anybody?
I'll think about it.
I have to think too.
I mean,
It's hard.
Right.
Well, the thing about county is that it doesn't matter, city is within the county.
Oh,
So
You live in
it's
the
not,
city.
yeah, it's just, because some of the county appointees do live in the city. So, think about that if you would, and, let me know. I had some others that I gave him before, and I'll give them to him again, he can think about them again. And in the minutes, we mentioned that I would be seeking access to the Facebook page, and I don't have that because I don't know how to get it. And so who do I need to talk to about that? Okay, and do you have a contact number for that?
Yes, it would be the same as it was.
Okay, well,
I saw
actually,
him about a week ago.
did you? Okay, that's, okay, that's my,
That's how I contacted him, the same.
I don't have it.
Although he has been spending a lot of time in North Carolina, but with
Okay, well, if you, what I've got, the list I've got there didn't have it on there, so if you give it to me.
Oh, sure.
I would appreciate it. Because I just, I looked at the minutes and I thought, oh, that's something I haven't taken care of, and it's,
see that you can contact him.
okay. So our standing committee reports, budget,
We need to set a meeting date because we have to have that ready by the 1st of February for the rest of these people the rest of these commissioners, excuse me, to approve it so that we can get it to the city the city's the one who requested it by the 1st of March. But I'm sure the fiscal court appreciates it that early too.
instead of 1st of April.
They have to have it ready to be in their budget the 1st of April.
Oh, I see, okay, all right.
So the treasurer likes to have it.
I see, you're just
Yeah.
backing it up
Uh-huh.
according to meetings, so
Mhm.
the next time, hi Jeffy.
It could be if we don't, we could get it, we could do it. We did it quicker. But anyway, that is a way to get it done.
And the budget committee is Sydney and
Myself.
yourself.
The three of us.
That's-
Okay.
And that's in the bylaws that way.
Okay,
And
and,
the vice president too, but I don't think it's
okay.
vice chair.
Am I on that too?
No, I don't think so. Maybe because there would be 4 people.
Well, that's only 4, well,
Some vote on it, maybe just present, get it.
Yeah,
together,
that's right, we're just
present it.
presenting.
you're,
No.
When's a good date?
Yeah,
What is the budget committee?
on Monday would be good. Think we Monday?
I teach Mondays.
Okay,
you know.
afternoon, or,
I teach all day.
I mean, on a weekday, during the day, what time of day y'all talking about?
It's all right with me.
I can meet, pretty much any time on Tuesdays and Thursdays unless I have an appointment or something. I
Okay.
can meet in the mornings on Wednesdays, but I teach, like 7:30 to 4 on Monday or Friday.
What time on Wednesday morning?
9? Is that too early?
Maybe not,
Okay, okay. You wanna do it, this Wednesday or
That'd be fine.
tomorrow
but
Wednesday?
that'd be fine.
Tomorrow Wednesday.
It would work.
Okay, wanna do that?
Well, we could, although I could bring the records and we could do it.
Okay.
We
And
can
meet
meet
what?
here. We'll try to meet here, we'll find a place at the library.
Okay,
Okay.
okay. Great, that's the third.
That's usually,
Yeah. Legislative committee, is,
We have not met, and the legislature is convening today, and I'm sure that there will be legislation of interest to human rights. As far as I know, what new bills have surfaced yet, and we can email.
okay.
Uh,
Who was on the committee besides you and David? I know Bruce had been.
You, well,
I know I'm not ex officio. But don't we need another member? Do I have anybody that would love to be on the legislative committee?
me.
Okay, Jen. Okay, great. Yeah. Okay, thanks. And if something does arise that you,
No, I'll be there. I'll try to make them, I'll make them,
do what? Oh,
I'll cancel whatever.
well, right now, we don't have a meeting scheduled, right? Jane?
No, and David Floyd wants to schedule a meeting because he has been working on the ordinance revision, an ordinance change recommendation, but he has not scheduled a meeting, so.
Okay.
Well, that's really ordinance, the ad hoc, I'm confusing committees here.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
sorry.
So, do we have a chair? I know Bruce, no, or
Bruce was kind of the chair.
was the chair of
But
legislative?
we need to meet and select the chair, I guess. Legislative.
Would you like to do that? Would you like to schedule that meeting and get a chair? Or do you want to wait until we have something more going on in the legislature to,
I think what the legislature can do is work with email.
okay. Okay.
Schedule a meeting.
So, Jane, would you take the responsibility for scheduling that?
As a matter of fact, I'm like, yes, I want to schedule that.
Thanks. Publicity committee.
It's me.
That's me.
I'd like to be on that. If
Okay.
you just follow me.
Okay. That would be Jody, and Jane. And Janet. We're running on the J's right here, aren't we? And Karen Scout agreed to be on that. That's-
And we have not met, and we do need to meet, definitely,
Yes,
because
we do.
we need to order some things. And I was hoping that December's not an easy meeting time to find, but, once we set our goals for the year, then publicity can really get on. Get some things done.
And do we have a chair on that as well?
I've been chairing.
Okay, okay. Annual recognition event committee, that's you.
I know. On everything.
Your name's on your list.
What kind of budget?
No, I'm not starting that. That's probably a good thing.
She'll learn.
Do what?
Just say no.
No.
She'll learn. Did you hear me say
Thanks,
it?
You have anything to add to the minutes
No.
about?
No.
Okay. All right, well, that kind of peaked and is now moving on into the ML King event. And complaint committee, Ms. Carla?
Nothing,
Yeah.
nobody's called or any, of course, my number's on the card and everything, but nobody's called.
Okay.
Every once in a while I have somebody call about a rental thing, but it's nothing about the rights, it's about, how can I get them not to kick me out when I haven't paid my rent? Yeah, and
There's a whole lot of praise.
Exactly.
Pray a lot.
But
You need
nothing
to pray a
about
lot
the-
and sell some shoes.
Yeah, but nothing about anything that would be, to be curious.
Okay. It's all.
It is true, it's the sad part about it.
My friend's house caught on fire not too long ago.
Oh.
Thank God she got out. I mean, you know,
Is that?
it was in Louisville.
Oh.
But, thank God she got out. And then Granny, somebody was there with, because she's, in a wheelchair.
Oh, my gosh.
So.
I've been through that. That's no
what
fun.
made it so much better.
Is homelessness a big problem in this county?
Well, there are some, they, thank heavens that this time of year they have the, the shelter that they can go to, which is, but some of the people that are, that spend the night, they get jobs pretty soon after that, but.
They
some of
really
them-
did last year.
Right.
There's 4 camps in town.
What?
Really?
There's 4 homeless camps in town.
Yeah.
Oh, my.
Yeah,
Didn't know that.
I
didn't know that, whoa.
Well,
I know generally where they are, but not exactly, because they keep those fairly quiet. I just found out when I went through room in the inn training. There's one behind the high school, there's one down by the sewage plant, there's one back behind Kroger, and then there's one at the city park, the little city park.
You mean
Yeah.
homeless people, you see
Camping out.
homeless
Camping
people
out,
there?
yeah.
I'm on the
I didn't know that. I could
committee,
just
we have,
might do something out there.
last year we had,
They do, and then they have
you know,
room in the inn if there's
7
something.
at a time. Like this past week, we had 7
Mhm.
to come in. And the first week, where I worked with St. Monica's First Baptist and Ascension.
Mhm.
And the first night, we had thought we were having 3, but only 1 showed up to eat, and the other 2 showed up to sleep. But that's really, you'd be surprised how much, we have homeless people here in Bardstown that have people here, their families here. So,
And you were referring to the room at the inn?
Yes,
Something like
uh-huh.
8 there, right?
yes,
right.
and we feed them like at night, and then they go to wherever they're staying, and then the next morning we have to get up about 5. We learned how to get up a little, and we fix their breakfast and give them a sack lunch to take with them.
I know there's some situations, well, almost that one situation I know of that they had family here and they had to stay at the inn, but there was a domestic violence thing between them, so
Mhm.
it necessitated, but that since has been taken care of, I think so, this person is able to stay
I
with
mean,
family now.
you know,
But
you
there's
can't
one.
even tell if they have a fine little car, you cannot tell that they're not homeless. I mean, you can't
And sometimes
judge
a lot of times they have,
Yeah.
a lot of times they have
Yeah.
jobs. Sometimes they have part-time jobs.
Right.
So the guy riding around a
Minimum
white
wage
truck
jobs.
last year, there was,
The white truck, yeah.
there was the dog hanging out at Wendy's.
Several years ago when there was a woman who worked at Winn-Dixie, and when Winn-Dixie closed, she didn't have any place to go, she slept in her car. And the police finally put her in jail because they kept telling her to leave, and she wouldn't leave, and so she got criminal trespassing charges. And she stayed in jail for months, all during the winter, and she wanted to give her their time, say, here, we'll get you out, but she wanted to stay. And they finally got her out and got her over to the homeless shelter, and I don't know what happened to her. But I went-
It's really, I
Yeah.
mean, you know, when you
Legal
hear
goes on
Bardstown
Bardstown.
people
Between that and
say,
domestic
we
violence.
don't have any of that, they're always
there's
saying that
Domestic
you
violence is
don't.
another matter.
But there is some.
But there are.
Sexual assault.
And sexual assault.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Between that,
homeless?
It's not, we don't have small town issues anymore.
No, we don't, but
See,
the,
you shot
the
me in a full
officials
homeless
seem
camp.
to think we do,
I did not
they
have
think
I
that
was,
we're,
I was aware there were some, but I did not know there were that
Only
many.
needed one.
Yeah, there's 4.
In Barbershop.
So that doesn't really fall under our purview unless we have some kind of complaint that falls into our specific ordinance, but it certainly is a concern. And might be something we might want to talk about as far as when we plan what this upcoming year is doing. We might want to look at homelessness as a education focus or something of that nature, because, well, we could make a case for that, but I'm getting ahead of myself here. Do I have in the diversity committee, Carrie, do you have
I
a?
think that, since this year of 2018, that Miss Janet and I are gonna have to, knuckle down. And I don't know what she's gonna do with all those other committees.
That's
Because I'm
another
gonna
committee
do
that
that.
I would like to be on that
Yes,
committee.
yes, okay.
I'll be on number
But I,
6, Karen.
okay, good. So
Yeah,
we can
we-
kind of work, you know,
Yeah, it's breathing room.
yeah, we can make our suggestions and then we can come together on, you know, how to do it. And we'll probably have somebody working with us that knows how to do it, the person that I was thinking, you know. But we'll have to approve it when I ask her, you know. Won't we? If it's somebody out, well, we'll all have to have a lot of outside.
Are you talking about training?
No, we don't want, we want to relax it. What the thing that we're going to do is try to have a big diversity celebration this coming year, because we have so many people of different nationalities here, that we thought we would have something. And I don't know if it's gonna be in the spring or, because we have to get a place, you know, there's always something going on here in Bardstown. We have to find where we can get in.
Does the diverse,
So,
I was just gonna ask for the budget, any idea about budget? What monies your
Well,
diversity committee is
not
gonna
until
go
we
on?
really get
I'm
into
trying to
it.
get into
But
it.
if we have, the diversity thing, I was thinking that people that wanted to come and have a stall, I'm sorry.
Wrong committee, people. Wrong commission.
But anyway, you know, they get charged for so many, you know, like other places, you know, you got this, and you get, you know, you have to make the donation for your space, and then let them carry on what they want to do with it. Chinese, let them come to well, we'll have discussed it with you all too, but what do you think about that, you know,
Like
would
they have like they can have a sample of their food
Yeah.
or whatever.
Well, whatever
like
they wanna
put it in
do
because
to-
of whatever.
So we're gonna
Promote.
charge them?
For a booth.
No, we're gonna charge the booth.
Yeah,
Charge
How
them
y'all
food.
like that booth?
I like that booth.
I just said
Table.
Potato slice.
If the budget committee meets tomorrow, we
Uh-huh.
need to have some idea
Okay.
if diversity is going to need advertising money or.
Well, we're gonna
Something
have
we need
to
to put in.
talk to somebody that is in, you know, does the, Oktoberfest or something like that, you know,
German.
huh?
That'd be German's Oktoberfest.
What I'm saying is we'll have to ask somebody with the experience that, you know, has had these kind of things before. You know, we could ask Billy, you know, or anybody, you know, how much they,
But we have to have this budget ready.
we have
Well,
to.
so I'll go see Bill Shepherd's. as soon
And
as
then we
leave here,
have,
see
then
how
we
much that
also
is.
have to have, the papers from the city.
Oh, yeah.
City
Because we have
and
to-
all of that, so, it's, unless we just have it for the day, we'll just have it for the day, and we won't have to have, well, you know, we won't have to have a whole lot if we hopefully will get the, well, we'll.
Maybe just start now.
We'll talk
Just say
about
one
that,
day, but-
because it take too long, but
We
we'll
do
talk
that
about it
afterwards.
when we get together, you know what.
Do you know when you want to meet with that committee? Do you,
Let's set a time to meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
do you wanna go ahead
Work, I
and
need
set
to.
it?
I will set,
Set
I
time.
will set the time, anytime anybody wanna come, cause I'm free all the time.
I'm not.
Early
I know
afternoon,
you.
early afternoon's
You'll
best for
be
me,
free.
but I don't know.
Huh?
Early afternoon's best for me,
Uh-huh,
but I don't know
okay.
about anybody
Uh,
else. And I need
You
to know
probably
what day
can't
at a time.
everybody.
My meetings, mainly my meetings are like at 12 o'clock, of course, it's 6:30 at night.
I can
And
go.
any-
3 o'clock's a good, 3 o'clock?
Three,
Is that a decent
That's,
time?
that's all right with
Three's
me,
good,
I,
'cause
I'll
I'm
come
usually free.
anytime.
Okay, we need to set
Okay,
a
So,
date.
see what we're going to
won't be
do.
January 8th, 'cause I won't be here.
It won't be this month.
Can we set a date though, so I can plan around
Uh-huh.
it for work?
Well, I guess you could have one the last of this month. So see, I don't even have my calendar or anything.
What day of the week?
Any day.
I can do anything, any day but Wednesday.
What about a Friday? Is Friday full?
Friday the 26th?
Can't do that, I guess.
Friday the 19th?
Can't do that.
Friday the 19th at 3 o'clock? Can you do that?
That's good. That's my birthday.
Well, we're not having birthday
Well,
party.
no.
And where are we gonna meet?
They let us read, will they let us come here?
I'm gonna ask, we can ask.
Well, we need to
people.
find out if the meeting room
Yeah.
is free.
At 3.
Yeah, let's do that before we leave. So we know how to make it.
All right, so the diversity committee has some good plans, and we'll meet at 3 o'clock on Friday the 19th of January, here at the library. And I might be able to come join you all by 3 o'clock. I'll try if I can. But, 'cause especially if you meet over here, because I'm just over at St. Joe, but it depends on what that particular day brings and how the fifth grade feels. But let me know if it's not here, okay?
Okay, find out as soon as we get out of here.
Okay. And the ordinance committee,
Has not met, but I know of.
has not, well, we don't have a report, we don't have David. And are you on the ordinance committee too?
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
All right, so that is you and David.
And he said he would schedule a meeting at our last meeting.
And Bruce was on that committee
Yeah.
and has resigned. So
So Bruce is no longer with us?
Bruce is no longer with us, that's a vacancy.
Oh, okay.
He has resigned. And
I know he joined the NAACP.
It's on the minutes.
but I would.
You can put me on there too.
Okay, thank you, Sydney.
Thank you.
Yeah, the minutes read that David Floyd had said he would set up a meeting for the ordinance committee. Now, if somebody else is trying the ordinance committee on it.
Sydney.
Sydney.
David and you and Sydney. Anyone else want to be on the meeting?
No, not really.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
Just
just
say
saying
no.
now.
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
And Mary's chair.
Well, if there is a meeting, I'll let you know. Do my best to.
I haven't, the weird part of that, I've missed one board of directors meeting because I've been so busy with everything else. And so that's bad. That's bad.
Yeah, well, it's kind of hard to balance everything, isn't it?
Yeah. I'm on allocations. I'm on everything.
Secretary of
I'm secretary in NAACP.
Okay, well, old business. Now, we have in the way of old business?
Not when setting goals is old business.
Well,
Yeah,
I was, well, I don't know, I guess it is old business. I mean, I mentioned that we
We do that.
would talk about that.
I've got a proposal. I think we need to do a training on sexual harassment. Maybe it could be better worded on how to have a more respectful workplace. That'd be good. And it will cost us some money because I did kind of check. At first, I thought the EEOC offered one that was real reasonable. Then I realized it was $339 per individual. I thought,
I wonder, does
We had it-
the
what-
Center for Women and Families do anything like that?
Well, the Kentucky Commission on Human Rights does one. They were bragging on it on their, when you look things up on the phone.
$395
No, it's the EEOC.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Their offices are also in Louisville. They have their main office in Indianapolis, but they have one in Louisville, and we could contact them. This was like a special, one.
Okay, well, let's do that.
And see what they offer, but I would, I think it is timely, what with all of the sexual harassment.
Right.
The Me Too, hashtag Me Too, the.
Are you talking about doing it for the public or doing it
Oh,
for us?
for the public.
That's
I mean,
good. And workplaces. That'd be great.
But needs, that's to me is like wondering if that would be an effective goal.
Yes.
Oh, I think
Yes, absolutely.
I think.
Because we didn't offer a training to the public since I have been on this commission. Now, some of you that have been on it a while, Ms. Stivers and Paula, you all have offered things to the public before.
We've had some here at the library, I can't remember what they were, either my notes from somewhere else, but then we went to one, the human trafficking one over in Nazareth several years ago, it was really good.
I did it now.
It was really good.
We had a training here for us,
We did.
not on general role of commission.
Something.
We used to
That's a lot
have
that
this
is
girl that came down all the time,
Uh-huh.
but they stopped her from, I don't know what happened. She used to
Budget
come
constraints,
twice.
that's
Huh?
budgets. She got a change of job because of the state cutting everybody's budget. So we will probably have to pay the Kentucky Commission on Human Rights if,
We'll just check and see.
check and see.
Could we maybe discuss topics of training that we would like to consider? I think this is very timely, and I think, but maybe we should throw out some others. And we're not making a definite decision maybe today. We're just, thinking about what we would like to be trained on. And I know
Domestic violence.
domestic violence.
Is
Okay.
that an issue for
We went-
us? I mean, I understand that it crosses all
Did you
boundaries.
go to that one we had at the hospital that we went?
No,
It was 2 times that.
I went out to one and was sitting in the wrong,
Oh, okay.
I went plenty time and I sat in there in the, where they had, I was sitting in there, start talking about concentrating on, I forgot what they call it. We have it at church sometimes. And I said, I'm in the wrong meeting. I was in the wrong place. So I thought, well, how am I gonna get out of here? Because I knew some of the sisters were being disrespectful. I am not lying, y'all. I said, I would like to get out. I did, I was in the wrong thing, and when my sister and the other lady said, how come we thought you were coming? And I did, I was at the wrong place, in the building, what do you call the building?
It's off this, it's
Yes.
a newer building. Anyway, they had
Uh-huh.
it, I think
Yeah.
we went twice for that,
Yeah.
but, and it was, I think it was not, all
I
kinds of,
remember.
we were trying to figure out, they were gonna donate a bunch of money to some training and just, domestic violence and, things with, I don't know if they had sexual
Oh.
harassment or not, but anyway,
Budget
so,
it's under the-
I think we're supposed to do a training every year.
We are,
Yeah.
we are supposed to, that's in
So
our.
we need to come up with some good topics, like we said,
What about, sexual orientation?
And who would be our resource for that?
I could get Kentucky Fairness Alliance or something.
Okay.
You want me to call them and see?
Sure.
Sexual orientation.
And the others, would that come in with that too? Harassment and everything come in?
I was
That's
surprised
different.
the
The sexual
civil-
orientation is
The
I know,
other thing
but
is, in the civil rights ordinance that was, not ordinance, this is the law that was passed in 67 or 68, I was surprised that it actually had, that harassment actually covered same
Sex
sex.
harassment.
Same sex, I mean, same,
No. Oh, I'm sorry.
it wasn't just
Racial.
or male with female, or
Mhm.
it was male to male or female to female,
Female to male.
or female to male, yeah.
Yeah.
All of them. So,
But I know that,
I think if we get sexual harassment training, I think it will include assault.
Include
And I think
Yeah.
it will include those issues, both heterosexual and homosexual. I think that, I would expect the training to be constructed like that now, I don't know.
It-
And,
If you read what the Kentucky Commission offers, it does seem to cover that. I was impressed too that they wanted to show how to make the workplace more comfortable. It was more of a positive spin than what not to do.
yeah.
Not to do.
yeah.
So,
So does the commission want me to investigate and find out?
oh, I
Yes,
thought, yes,
please do.
please
All right.
investigate that, yeah.
And do you
And
want-
shall we
do you want
put,
me to
if there
call it
is,
out
if there
sexual
is.
Yeah, because I don't think we're making a decision today, I think we're gathering
Just-
information.
Yeah,
Both,
I'm just
we
getting
should-
some information.
we are, that's part of our mission, our
And we could, both, we need training ourselves on things, but we also need to provide information to the public on topics, so we can decide which category these things would fall into. But I know I have done, and I think you have too, the Americans with Disabilities Act. We had a training in that at one time. And, what was the other? Oh, and you mentioned human trafficking. And human trafficking is slated to become the #1 crime in the United States. I think maybe it's this year.
Oh.
It
One
is-
adversely affects some of the population.
Supersedes
involved with.
drug involvement, I think, according to the information we got the last time I
Well,
went.
you know what, I was kind of concerned about that because for two different times during the holidays, when I was going out Shepherdsville Road, I don't know when to, how we can tell the trafficking, because this was the same girl. And she could have been going home, but one time the car stopped next to her, and the next time it stopped about the assisted living, or what do you call it. And I thought, maybe she has to meet this person, and, that's because I saw her during the holidays, like about 3 days, not in a row, but one day I saw her, and then a couple of days, and then I saw her again. And I thought, well, maybe if I come back again, I can see her face, So I went down that highway, around about 11:15 for 2 more days after I saw her, and I didn't see her anymore. And then I thought, well, I wouldn't know whether they were trafficking her, or whether she was, her mother told her she couldn't see somebody, or, so,
It's hard to tell.
whatever,
When we
it
had
could be
that-
anything.
When we had the human trafficking thing over at Nazareth, they gave out little chapstick things that had the number that you just hand that chapstick to that lady, and it has the number that she could call if she's being human. So it's not so obvious. Yeah, I've got one
yeah.
at home, and so that way it wouldn't be so obvious that you're trying to help that person. Maybe chapstick. Well,
But what, I was afraid that, that last day I could went up in there in the thing, but I wouldn't, it was just eerie,
Well,
I was
You just don't know.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And there's a lot there's some things on Facebook now about young girls, watch out, not to take there's something to put on your car, or your tire's low, and if they get out, then they use that to,
Yeah.
just especially this time of
Put
holiday.
that dollar,
Instead of
that
you
money
forget.
in your.
Yeah,
hand
and
over.
don't, if you see a sticker in the back of your car, when you come out from a thing, don't try to take it off, just go somewhere.
Right.
And, it was on Facebook.
Yeah.
Anything Facebook can do stuff like that.
But there's a lot of people, especially with young girls coming over from other countries, that are promised
Mhm.
more jobs and stuff, and then
That's,
So, yeah.
let's say.
Yeah. So that would be a good topic again.
That would be a good
Uh-huh.
topic,
Human
too.
trafficking again, to update us on stuff that's going on.
Don't
Especially
we-
around the Derby, it's a lot of it.
Oh,
goes
Yeah,
on.
that was
Right,
mentioned,
that's
yeah.
right, that's right.
Horrible.
That is, yes,
So a resource for human trafficking, with the people, the Sisters of Charity, do they have a?
There is a task force.
There is a task
You and
force.
I attended.
I know,
Yeah, we
yeah,
attended.
and
That might be a source that you could ask and see if they have anybody, yeah.
And are they centered at,
They generally meet to come and talk, but,
It's been several years.
I'm still on their webpage, the task force from back in the summer when we went to the meetings.
and this is something I've kind of thought about, our social media presence. You know, I think we would have to be very careful about what we put on our social media page, but I do think that there might be a place for publicity there of issues like, well, you know, like you're saying, the warning kind of things, and
Yes.
I don't know
Or
how.
even
to-
a resource list of phone
Yes,
numbers.
yes,
Mhm.
absolutely, because we're really not utilizing our Facebook page
And that's what everybody
beneficially.
uses now, especially younger people.
Well, I am wary of Facebook and the kind of warnings that
Yeah.
come out, and, you know, there's this, don't do this, don't click on this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not savvy about it at all, but among us, some of you might be, and, you know, maybe we could look at how we use our Facebook page to warn people about various things, like, you know, like the human trafficking kind of thing. We're a little small town, you know, we're all on a steep learning curve about what to do about big issues, I think.
We're a big town.
Compared
We have
to,
large town issues now.
well,
And they're countywide, it's not like it's just the city of Buxton.
and another thing I saw, do we want to think about providing speakers to clubs or to schools or, well, clubs, civic groups, schools, about our mission? I mean, we have to kind of establish it a little more firmly in what we have to offer and so on, I think. But, you know, that may be something we might want to consider. Right now, I'm not very comfortable with that kind of thing, but I think it's something that ought to be on our screen at least.
Well, the publicity committee, you know, do something for them for sure.
Thank you.
Well, I'm on that committee too.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's a way of getting the word out about what we do.
Go to school and,
Civic groups.
okay.
And
Speakers.
another thing I noticed in the past, we had expended some money purchasing books for the library on women's history. And I don't know how long ago this was, but it was something that the Nelson County and Clarkstown Human Rights Commission undertook. And I would like to suggest that we check with the librarian about facilities or about resources here. Like, do we have things that do they have needs that they don't have funds for, that we could make some donations, or, you know, it would serve two purposes. It would get our name out that we are serving, or we're providing the Nelson County Library and the Nelson County population with resources on human trafficking, on disability, about whatever topic we want.
Talk to Sharon after the meeting.
Okay, do you want to, or you? Oh, I will. Okay, let's do it.
Publicity has been putting out materials on human trafficking along with our brochures. Like at the, well, Diane Thompson's putting out too, on, at the courthouse, the circuit courthouse. You've seen
I've seen them.
We are running short of those, so we need to get the little blue packets. I need to contact that task force, see if I can get some more.
Are there any other topics that, you know, we might want to consider as we kind of finalize our?
Since we're just throwing stuff out,
Mhm.
seems like housing issues are a big problems with housing. Seems to be, I mean, what I gather from people is that housing discrimination is a problem, would we wanna do some sort of panel, is it information panel for the public or something like that? That's just an idea in terms of like, you know, here's here's the things that a landlord can do, here's the things that a landlord can't do. In terms of discriminating, I see I hear a lot of discrimination on the basis of familial status from people, you know, people saying they won't rent to single mothers, that kind of stuff.
Well, that's something we're supposed to.
I mean, I know
That's what
that
our-
I know
Yes,
that
exactly.
They have,
Yeah.
I just hear bits and pieces, I haven't heard
I know they
a
have a
complaint,
heck
but
of
I
a
know it's a
waiting
problem.
list.
Really?
We always question their waiting list, always.
I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of people,
not
you go in there 10
have-
times, a person 10 times and still not get the place.
Well,
I don't
that's the
understand
problem, that's where they should come in with a complaint.
A formal
Because
complaint.
Sometimes you
Yeah.
get yourself out there with people
I mean,
that
I've just
say a lot of
I haven't
things they
heard
don't
it
have.
directly from anybody, because if I heard it from directly from anybody,
But-
I'd encourage them to complain, but.
But I know this person's been there 10 times, 10
Well,
times.
Well, they need
To
to
try to rent
complain.
a place.
To try to rent, you know, like the public housing thing,
They need to
they still haven't got the place.
give.
It's a long, Section 8 is a long waiting list.
But don't you think that
Well,
we
I think
already
Section
have
8 shouldn't be
a
that long,
trifold
though,
on
don't you?
that?
What do you think?
We have a trifold on
And
that.
we
Maybe
give them
I
out.
think it would have a waiting list.
Yeah, there's a long waiting list.
Yeah, it always has been, for years, they've said that, you
What's
know.
the,
On
Section
the
8?
housing, even when Faye was there, they always
Oh my
had
God, she was a pain in the, whatever.
Well, anyway, they was way, 15 years ago, they had a waiting list that was supposed to be long. But I do think that they changed the policy on men because, we kept asking about men that at first they were letting single men come in there. But now they do.
We got a whole community up here on
Yeah.
the share. It's all
Right,
that single
right.
men
So they,
in the project.
but we do have those brochures out that, I mean, that, you know, tell them what, you know, how they can be discriminated against and everything.
We gave a lot of those out of
Yes, yes.
Remember in the-
Is it because of your color, because you are purple, or you're from another country, or whatever? So, I guess,
do we, our ordinance does not protect on the basis of familial status, does it?
No,
I didn't think so.
it's on those areas of public housing, public accommodations, and something about bank loans, if you're discriminated against for like loans, but it's in our.
But it's not,
But it's in-
but it's not a
it's in-
category. Our categories are disability,
Right.
age 40 to 70, sex, religion, national origin, color, and race.
Right,
Familial
but that's-
status is not a
that's not
protected
one.
category.
No, but if you look at the Human Rights Commission, what we can act upon as far as the complaint goes, there's only like 3 areas.
And housing is one of
Housing is
them.
one.
Yeah.
Housing and public accommodation, like the swimming pool over there, and then I think loans, getting loans, that's what I believe the 3 areas are.
I just wonder if they know getting loans is one of them.
I don't know.
You don't hear about that too much.
Employment's also. one.
I think, but is employment on there too?
Employment and sometimes
Okay.
financial
Right.
transactions.
Yes, sometimes financial transactions.
They're not, it's not across the board.
Mhm.
But the other 3 are the designated areas, housing, public
Mhm.
accommodations, and employment. But as far as protected categories, the ones that I read were the familial status was not one of them, nor is sexual orientation, nor is
Physical disability.
physical disability is. We do have disability on ours.
I was talking to a woman and she was talking about the NAACP and the human rights. And that's where she was commenting on, she could get things from both, but how do we keep them different? Who do you go to? And I was telling her about our discrimination, gave her one with pamphlet. But on the other hand, what she was saying, if she had trouble, she could always go to NAACP, which would take care of, where she was putting, take care of it all. You know, so we need to do something in the paper or something to have them side by side or something, that people actually see what they both mean.
Well, even just a basic article on
Yeah.
what we do and,
Yeah.
which areas we're
But
talking about.
they need to see that, they need to
Because I
see
think
the
the vote
vote.
now.
I'm sorry, are you
Oh.
saying the NCAA?
No,
Or what, to
I
see
don't play
what? the-
basketball.
No, here I go again. I knew it, but I didn't do it where it mattered.
It's all right.
You come out of your
You know
stall.
I would be the
You
kind
mean
of
you come out of
person
your
that would
stall, you don't play
understand.
basketball?
NCAA is what she's talking about.
I know I don't know why.
What was the side by side?
We were
The
talking-
us and,
Yeah.
NAACP.
What she was
NAACP,
saying,
yeah.
that, you know, was, she was just talking to me about our, it was buttermilk, you know, we
Uh-huh.
gave them all those things. But what she said, what was the difference, you know, like, we have certain things where she done the NAACP, I mean, then I'm going.
Yeah, go ahead.
The NAACP, can go into any of those territories that we're in. That's what she was saying. And I said there is a difference between ours, and I was wondering if we couldn't put ours in the same publicity, like publicity, you know, to real actually let them see the vote, you know, so that people would know. I guess that's what I said at first.
Right.
Um,
So they can compare them, have it
Yes,
like one
compare,
column to the other, like what they
compare.
could do.
so that people would know exactly what,
We do versus the NAACP.
yeah,
So if they-
or, you know, how they, you know, let's
Well, and
see.
we
Well, I
interact.
would be
mean,
interested
there's
to
certain
know. Interact
things- there's certain
anyway,
things
but-
where we cooperate anyway.
But people, like she was saying, is that why do we have, she was gonna join the, NAACP, but with those pamphlets, she was asking me to put me on the spot.
Ain't that the
so
way-
what is the
Popular
difference? I mean, so what, I mean, we're a governmental agency, that's, I
Yes.
mean, we're,
But
So-
we know what we might know what we are, but not everybody
Exact-
that's out there knows.
Not everybody knows about the NAACP either.
Well, they
Know
know
what they
it,
stand
but they, you know, they know it, but they don't, like, they've heard it all their lives since, you know, racial strives and everything. But when you come to both agencies, you know, like that, they can overlap
Mhm.
at times.
But the NAACP wasn't started by, black people. It
Well,
was started by a white person.
well, I know that too, but what I mean, it doesn't have anything to do with what we're going through, even though it was started by him, it wasn't that affected at first, you know. It wasn't until black people came aboard and then it started from that on. Yeah. But it is good to know that everything that the different nationalities do is not, it doesn't come from actually the person. It can come from an outside, you know. Just like she said, the NAACP, somebody from the white thought, well, this injustice is so, you know, horrible, that they had they could do it, you know, people would listen, in other words, to what the white person said at that time, you know, and that's how they got started, and then they got.
So why don't we do something like,
Well, we
do guest
can do it.
editorials in the Standard from
Yeah.
time to time, clarifying different things?
Mhm.
Now, right now, I can't clarify the difference between those two, but I bet if I talk to Reverend
You ought to come
Brock.
to one of our meetings.
Well, when is it? I know I have class, remember,
I
every
don't know
night.
where the next one is. And I don't even
Miss,
have
I'm
my
always
papers.
busy.
Second Monday.
It's the second Monday of,
I've been before.
the second Monday of,
But-
yeah, it is.
Yeah, second
It
Monday.
starts
Second
at
month at 7.
7:00.
I don't know, I
I
still.
mean, I have to
like
be
when
there
those-
at 6, because we have another meeting.
Executive meeting.
Yeah.
Like on those Venn diagrams,
Yeah.
we
Yes.
have areas in which we are, and especially in the area of education. In the area of education, we can even cover things that are in the Civil
Mhm.
Rights Act. And the Civil Rights Act is actually after our ordinance, so it's broader and covers a lot more things
Yeah.
than what our old outdated ordinance covers. For example,
So,
handicap.
That's true, because see,
Disability.
some people,
I said
that's
handicap.
true about the other, because some people come to, human rights and want to demand that you help them on a certain thing that's out of your territory.
Mhm.
But they think because you, the human rights, that you handle it,
Mhm.
you know, and,
We just need some clarification on that.
yes.
I don't think it's possible.
Well, a lot of people are looking for an answer, they're gonna go everywhere.
Yeah, but you know what, as we sit here and think about this, we all have our own, ways of what we think, you know, how we would handle things, especially if an event had happened to you. See, and so you need just the basic things, just tell like they got it written up, what we do and what we don't do. But I guess in order to tell somebody what they should do and what they shouldn't do, they should at least come and see how it's run, you know, see how the meeting is run, you know. So you can- people really don't know the difference. They think that you can go to either one of them, which you can, but sometimes when you go to the NAACP, it's gonna take you a little longer because they prepare for lawyers. When you get into that, you're gonna have to have some good proof, and they're gonna provide you with lawyers, which you can't play around with. These people, on the other hand, with us, you have to watch them all the time because they may lie. They give you fill out a form and
We
you
we
gotta
got
find
complaints.
out, you have to do your own detective work, find out, you can't take a chance on that.
And I have him out in the car.
Like you said, being 4 months behind
We'll
on
send
your
them
rent, you ready to
to
get
Paul and
evicted.
let
Nothing we can do for you.
We'll send them to you and let you straighten them out.
Yeah, they call and then, well, you know,
Yeah.
help if you, yeah, there's nothing to do. I mean, you know, you got money now.
Okay.
Well, back to the agenda.
Okay, this is,
Well, let me ask you this, since we don't cover sexual orientation, do you want me to even bother with? I mean, I think having education on that would be good, but since we don't cover that, I don't wanna be stepping out of bounds.
No, that's good to
I
have.
think it's
I
good
mean, I
for
think
us to have.
it's good to have too,
think it's
but-
good to
Well, you
have.
could always go under the broadness of the preamble to the ordinance, which would cover
We
human
need,
rights.
people need to know it in March.
Yes, I think
Yes.
so.
I agree.
That's why I suggested it.
Okay. Just wanna be sure.
yeah, I definitely do. Is there anything else we should kind of put out there to think about, or, and I guess next time when we come back under old business, we'll try to clarify our purposes and so on. Is there anything else anybody can think of that we've just sort of been itching for this group to do that you haven't said? Okay.
I'm just still thinking about budget. If the budget meets tomorrow, if there's if you think you would like to go to a convention or go to a meeting or something of that nature, budget needs to know, put money in the budget. I think that kind of.
We can just allocate a certain amount.
Yeah, we
to-
can, yeah, we can, but.
Really, we can't, like, no money to put in it until we get from Mr. Court, and, what we have and what Mr. Court, the city council gives us. That's what made.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
So it's like, conventions or whatever.
But I just, you know,
Expenses in general, but in connection with anything, whether it be fees for training or a reimbursement for.
we will probably go by last year's budget, which is in your packets, and you'll see it does have money there in that category, and I don't think we had anything come out of that category, did we, Treasurer? No.
Nothing but the.
But there is that amount sufficient, do you think, or do you think since we haven't taken it back, that we need to up that amount?
What was it? I can't remember that.
I don't even
I don't know, now that I know it's available, I'm.
Yes, the budget is in here, and
That's
it's
about
training.
I'm talking about what was the amount for the.
about for training.
For the
Training.
training, it's another.
What'd you say,
it's
300 and
another-
something dollars?
Per person.
Per person?
Oh, that was EEOC.
That was EEOC.
And that was special.
We're special.
It used to be something that everybody could go to that you were interested in,
Wow.
that had to do with this, but.
And they may offer a free training too.
Well, let's hope so. I mean, if it was $50, I'd like
Just wanted to
it.
get your little sheen on the road.
$50, $100, I can afford that. I mean, I wouldn't want to, but you can.
Right here.
Okay.
Not everybody can afford that.
Yeah, right.
That's the
Report. Wow.
proposed budget. Oh, my lands, we had $1,130.
Well, we always go for something.
Oh, and they'll take it away if we don't spend it, so.
No,
Well,
they
it
won't.
stays there.
Then,
It stays there because this means that if case you're
We
able
don't
to
have
come up
anybody
with, we have the
to
money
look at
to
it.
have a workshop.
It's not bad.
Well, I wonder if they're gonna, the money gonna be short, but you know, they wanna build a new jail, they wanna do
There's
some more
lots of things,
things.
yeah. Of course, ours is such a small portion. And we don't, we are careful not to waste. We don't spend it unnecessarily.
Okay.
Like I was trying to talk diversity into asking for money and they wouldn't do it. Because they don't have any.
Has anybody heard from Dalton?
Okay, if nobody has anything further, then, new business,
We're under all of them.
Any business? Anybody? Nothing?
okay, well, comments from guests. Mr. Brooks, would you like to
Got
say
anything to
anything?
say?
Got 3 minutes, you're on. All right, then our next meeting is the 6th of February, and right here. And do I have a motion for adjournment?
I move, we adjourn.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor? All opposed?
And I'll check to see when
See you ladies at 9:31.
9:30 here.
I'll
Okay.
check to see.